Hello, everybody on YouTube, NFL YouTube prognosticators, and NFL fans everywhere. This is Andrew Warren, back once again, giving you the rest of the top 10 conference championship games of all time. Please give out a big shout out. I'm still my shout outs Teddy Bear in Industries, known as Boomer the Bear. Check his videos out. He's a really good prognosticator. He gives out great picks, and he has interesting videos too to check out. So check out his videos. He's a really good prognosticator. And please vote for me for the Geo Knows Award for Video of the Year. I'm up for Video of the Year award for my Halloween edition, for my Week 8 edition, Carver the Killer Clown. So please check it. I'll leave that link down below, and please vote for me. I would do appreciate that. Please help me bring home a Geo Knows Award this year. Please do that for me. But anyways, that's all for now. I'm gonna give you my rest of my top 10 conference championship games of all time. But picked up where I left off, number 10, Giants and the 49ers, 1990. Number 9, Steelers and Raiders, 1975. Number 8, Falcons and Vikings, 1998. Number 7, Chargers and Bengals, 1981. And number 6, Colts and Patriots, 2006. And on number 5, the Rams and Buccaneers, the Burn Emanuel catch. Well, this is bolting remembered that the Burn Emanuel catch kicked in. The Rams were trailing 6-5. Kurt Warner bounced them back, make it 11-6. Tried to go for a 2-point conversion, it failed. And at that point, the Bucs would get the ball back, and the Burn Emanuel catch kicked in. The Bucs called timeout, and they were discussing their third down play, and the ref came in to say, we're going to move the ball back. And they're like, why? Because the ball hit the ground. But at that point, the refs called it an incomplete pass, and 2 plays later, the Bucs season was over. But if the irony of that game is the rule changed in 2000. If that game would have happened in 2000, the Burn Emanuel catch would have helped up. It would have become a dynasty for the Bucs at that point. Maybe Tony Dungy would be head coach right now. Who knows? And number 4, the Giants and Packers. Ooh. One of the coldest games in conference championship history, I think. Really close to the Ice Bowl, too, as that NFL championship game. But at any rate, though, the Packers were heavily favored in that game. The Giants were bounced back. I think it was a comeback thing, but it was close enough, though. But the Giants would bounce back and tied the game and went to overtime in that one, and the Giants would kick the game-winning field goal, go on to win the game. But it's boldly remembering one of the coldest games in conference championship history. That was probably one of the top 5 coldest games of all time. Maybe one of the top 3 coldest games of all time in Lambeau Field. But this is boldly remembered that me and the Packers trying to win the game. They couldn't do it, and that was the end of the Brett Favre era for that point. And Aaron Rodgers' era kicked in. And in the end, my Giants beat my New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. Ugh, I still get heartbroken with that game. Anyways, moving on. Number 3. The Steelers and Oilers, Mike Renfro's catch, 1979. Alright, this game is boldly remembered that me and Mike Renfro's incomplete catch, which it was known as a catch. If you look at replay, at that point, there was no replay over there. No replay. You gotta think about that. And there was no replay at the time, so that's what boldly remembered for that. And after that point, though, the rest would huddle in and they would call it an incomplete pass. And Houston Oilers still to this day think they were robbed. And some people say if that game was in Houston, it would have gone the other way. But still today, you can't influence your play to the referees, even with the replacement referees. Even with Aaron Rodgers can tell you that one. So, you can't deny that at that point of that one. I'm sorry, I'm in a hurry. I have to go to work, so sorry about that. And anyways, number 2, the Browns versus the Broncos, 1987, the fumble. Now this is gonna be the Kickstarter for the the original Cleveland Browns. They were fighting to get their revenge on the Denver Broncos at that point. And of course, I can't think of the running back's name who fumbled the ball for the Browns, but he ended up fumbling the ball, and the Broncos will end up winning that game and losing to the Super Bowl. I think it was the Washington Redskins with Doug Williams. But anyways, at that point though, the Browns just cannot get a break. They were starting to think, is this happening to us? Is this happening to us for real? But other than that, though, that was the beginning, one of the biggest one of the biggest heartbreakings in Cleveland Brown history. More is so knows Cleveland too, but before I get to my number one pick, I got a few honorable mentions. Ravens and Patriots, 2007, Billy Cundiff's missed field goal. Yeah, the Ravens were killing us most of that game, but Vince Wilfork was the savior for us in that game. And it wasn't for the incomplete pass and the touchdown, we would have lost the game. Simple as that. And we probably would have been in the Super Bowl in that year to lose to the Giants. But, and anyways, the Steelers and Patriots, 2001. This was the beginning of the Tom Brady and the Belichick era, but that was the game Brady went down, Drew Bledsoe kicked in, started for the Super Bowl, won the game for us in that game, and then we weren't gone to the Super Bowl at that point. But, we end up winning the Super Bowl with Tom Brady, not Drew Bledsoe. A year later, Bledsoe would get traded, and everything else was sold up for that point. And the Seahawks and Packers. Well, this was a game that Seahawks were trailing in the game. They would go for an onside kick. Green Bay fumbled the ball in that one, and the Seahawks recovered, and they came back and won the game. But that was mostly known as the missed opportunity for Green Bay. And one more, the Colts and the Steelers, and in the same championship season, the AFC Championship known as the Deflategate game. Where that was a game mostly remembered. Probably they were accused for cheating, for inflating the footballs by Tom Brady, but no evidence was proved on that. Backfired on that one. Still happy with that. And in that case scenario, my New England Patriots were going to win the Super Bowl. And my number one pick, and my number one championship game of all time, Browns and Broncos again, 1986, The Drive. This game is boldly remembered when the Cleveland Browns went for the go-ahead touchdown. Think I'm going to win the game. And the Browns were starting at the 98-yard line in Cleveland. And 98 yards, and John Elway and his clutch performance in that one. I think one of his best clutch performances ever. And, of course, 98 yards to the game-winning touchdown in Cleveland. Fans at the stadium, their mouths were dropped at that point. And that was one of the most heartbreaking performances by Cleveland, besides the fumble. And, of course, the move. But that was a case scenario in the 80s that this was the game that said what Cleveland Browns was like, oh my God. But a year later, they came with a fumble, and they go, oh, not again. And Cleveland can't get a break. They really can't. But in that case scenario, the Broncos would end up losing to the 49ers at that one. But, the Browns and Broncos was considered number one because of that, known as the drive when John Elway's clutch performance in that game. Probably one of his best clutch performances of all time, pretty much. Maybe the greatest clutch performance of all time, in my book. So, but that case scenario, the Browns would lose another conference championship game by the Broncos. Marty Schottenheimer, I think he lasted until 89, I think. But up until that point, this was one of the best championship games of all time because of the drive in that one. And that will conclude my top 10 conference championship games. Once again, make sure to vote for me for my Geo Knows Award for Video of the Year. And please check out my other videos as included. And be on the lookout for my bet with Billy B, and we'll go from there. But until then, I'll see you all in my top 10 Super Bowls of all time. And until then, have a good day and night. Bye. I'm sorry. Well, before I go, I'm sorry I'm in a hurry for this. I have to get to work. So I apologize for that. So I'll see you all again soon.